Okay. Yep.
It dies in a second.
How good are the brakes, though?
Yeah,
They're fine. Okay, so I maybe messed up a little bit. I did a pull, and the car is blowing some blue smoke. So we're gonna find out what's wrong with it, or if it's. Oh, there we go. Is that white smoke? Should I be checking the coolant for oil?
That's a rip.
That's not good. So we're gonna figure out what's wrong with it and fix it eventually, or not. I don't know, but stay tuned. So it sounds like the turbo's blown. Let's see. Listen. I think. Oh no, it's not good. And there's a cloud of smoke behind us, which you can't see because it's dark. And yeah, it's not good. That's oh, wish you guys could smell this. It's cancer. Yeah. All right, so it's been a couple days, and the wagon's still broken. Clearly, I finally have some time to work on it now, and we're going to rip into it. I'm going to drop the subframe, drop the turbos, take the turbos apart, and find out which oil seal failed. If there's oil all through my intercooler and intake, or if it's just spewed out the backside, which I don't think is the case. I think I'm going to have a bit more work cut out for me. Let me show you kind of my initial findings before ripping into anything, give you an idea what I think happened, so maybe you can prevent the same thing from happening to you on your car. All right, so what happened a while ago, this silicone coupler here, which is on the outlets, tore a hole in it right through the bottom of it, which I think had more to do with the angle of the outlets, but regardless, if you look here, my replacement piece and the clamp came off. So we did a pull, full throttle launch. My guess is that this popped off, massive boost leak well under full boost, and my turbos spun up way past what they're designed for and melted the oil seals, and thus oil went everywhere. That's my guess. If we look here, you can see there's definitely a bunch of oil here, which that's new-ish. I mean, if you have an N54, you're used to oil everywhere, or any BMW for that matter. Anyways, so my guess is this clamp slipped off, my replacement coupler wasn't long enough or secured properly, full boost, kablooey, and bye-bye turbos. So we're gonna jack up the engine, drop the subframe, drop the turbos, and we'll find out what's going on. That's a lot of oil. Well, relatively speaking, that's a lot of oil that shouldn't be there. This is the coupler on the outlets, and as you can see, just a little bit of oil sitting in there. Truth be told, it doesn't even look that dirty. Okay, maybe it does. Anyways, I guess that the car's been sucking in oil all through the intake, which is gonna mean I get to do a lot of cleaning. It looks like there's oil all over the, well, everything really, pretty much. Okay. Anyways, we continue on. Oh, yeah, let's do this now. The steering knuckle is also shot, so you can kind of see it right here. Yeah, that's shot. Let me try this here. Some light on it, and we're gonna move it around and look at the play. That's not good, and it's causing my car to exhibit some really weird behaviors, which are not good. I don't know if I need to replace the entire steering shaft or just the knuckle. That remains to be determined. We're going to get there when we get there. Without any further ado, let's jack this up, drop the subframe, curl up in a corner and cry for a little bit, and then look at the turbos. Oh. This is just my brain remembering that I'm going to have to drain the oil and coolant from the turbos as well. I'm not looking forward to that. But you get to come along for the ride, so that's fun, right? Right? I'm beginning to understand why people buy cars with warranty. Anyways, let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to take off the charge pipe because that's where I want to start. Let's have a look and see what we see. Well, there's oil in there, but that's kind of to be expected to some extent, but not quite that much oil. Okay, so you're going to see this with me in real time because I haven't really looked in this yet. So let's go have a look underneath the car now that I have the panels off. Hopefully you can see my face. All right. Come underneath here. Put the panel off. See a downpipe, some oil sitting on my engine mount. Shocking. Oil all along the subframe. For the record, I had just done my engine mounts, let's say a month ago, not even. So it's a brand new engine mount. Well, there's oil in the oxygen sensor, which that's not shocking. I do see oil on the V-band clamp. There's a V-band covered in oil. Anywho. Probably gonna stop there for the night because I don't really want to drop the subframe and leave it sitting overnight. I thought theoretically should be fine. There's a ton of oil underneath the engine, which pretty typical for BMW, not gonna lie, except for the fact that I cleaned it off like a month ago, so that's new and fresh. I gotta figure out how bad my steering rack is and if it needs to be replaced or not, because I got lots of movement in that. But we'll investigate that tomorrow. I think I'm gonna call it here actually. Solid progress made, car's jacked up, panels are off, and I'm gonna go home because something that you learn as you get older, when I was younger, maybe less experience because age isn't really the defining factor of our lives. Yes, I'm getting philosophical, but welcome to my channel. I used to work until like 1, 2 in the morning, but it's great when you're in 20s and you're unemployed, but when you have a job and you have to drive home and be an adult, you call it. And so I'm gonna call it here, and we're gonna pick this up tomorrow when I drop the subframe and do a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, we're back and it's day 2. Yesterday I pulled off a bunch of the surrounding things, intake, whatnot, and now it's time to get underneath her, drop the subframe, drain the oil, and yeah, that's gross. There seems to be some coolant up here. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe I blew a coolant line. You know what? That makes me think of something. Wow, that's a lot of coolant. Sorry, I'm just mentally processing a couple of things here. Let's check the coolant, shall we? Don't mind my ghetto engine crossbar. It's secure. I've used it before, and if you're laughing at me, I don't want to spend $100 on whatever thing to support the engine. So sue me. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh yeah, I should mention that my level thing broke off. I did a coolant system flush, and that thing stopped working. But look at that. We're like out of coolant. There's some on the bottom. I don't see signs of oil. It's either that or it's all oil, and my engine's toast. We'll find out when I go to do the oil change, but I didn't see any things on the oil cap. No evidence of frothing there. But we'll see when we drain the oil. So I've got my industrial oil drainer. We're gonna drain this, and yeah, the engine's cold, but it'll drain for a while. We'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, time to dig into this disgusting mess of a car. And we'll do it slowly. Or not. Okay, so subframe is off. I'm gonna string up my steering rack in a minute. Also disconnect it because again, it's there's something wrong with it. Looking up here, see oil coming down one of the outlets. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm going to pull off my downpipes. I'm gonna pull off the engine mount on the passenger side, which should give us some access to see what's going on with the turbos. Man, my water pump is coated in oil. Anyways, enough of me talking. Let us strip this bad boy down.
Right back where I started from, where I started from, on your nerve to me. Right back where I started from, where I started from, on your nerve to me. Right back where I started from, where I started.
Okay, so you're seeing this for the first time, as I am. Look at the front turbo. Okay, let's look at the back turbo. I think we found our culprit. Wow, that's gross. Obviously, I'll be pulling these off the car in a little bit here. But yeah, so the back turbo is pooched. Let's see if there's any play in the shaft that I can see. Yeah, there's a bit of back and forth. Let me get it out of the car, you'll have a better view, but rear turbo, bye-bye. Front turbo, might still be okay, but if I'm pulling that one, I'm pulling both. Yeah, okay. Rear turbo failed. Okay, so I've got like dirt in my eye, only 2 hours past when I wanted to be here. I'm gonna call it soon for the night, but I finally got most of the coolant lines off. This one's being a stubborn one I'm gonna pull off outside the car. I've got the oil feed line I've got to still pull off. The set screws out of there, but the line's still on. And now I'm taking it off all of the many bolts. These guys here that hold the turbo on. So I can drop her out. That's where I'm going to call it for the night. What I want to find out basically before I go home is the housing damaged? And basically am I buying new turbos? Which I'm leaning towards that direction right now, which means more money. But these ones are disgusting and I'm kind of over them. So we're almost done pulling the rear turbo. The front I'll pull like tomorrow or Friday or something. But don't buy one of these cars unless you are a masochist or really don't like yourself that much, or have a lot of money to throw at a mechanic. If that's the case, go for it. They're great. They're wonderful. They're anyways. Let's see what this turbo is like off the car. Okay, so if we look here, the bearing definitely failed, and you can see there's quite a bit of play. I'm gonna go ahead and say a rebuild kit will not do the trick. A new core might. There's scoring on the walls. Given the condition of the rest of the housing, the fact that I've already built the wastegates once, I'm leaning towards just replacing the turbos altogether. This is the back side. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's not supposed to do that. Wow. So turbos failed. That's fine. I got 80,000 kilometers out of them, maybe 50,000 miles. And my guess again is it failed because it overspooled. It still rotates, so that's something, right? But there you have it. Failed turbo. It is now almost midnight, and I am gonna call it here for the night, but yeah, time to think about what to do next.